Hello, roommates. It's Jelana coming at you with another design video. And tonight we're in Canva. We are going to be making some DIY love wraps. Very simple, very easy. But I understand if you're short on time and you just want to grab this printable, then please click the link in the description box below and it'll take you right to my Etsy and I can take all the hard work off your hands. All right, let's get into designing. We are starting completely from scratch. So first things first, we need to orient our page so that it is landscape, meaning long ways or hot dog style. So if you don't know how to resize your canvas, you're going to click up here where it says resize, go to custom size, and then we want this to be 11 by 8.5. So essentially you're just going to take your piece of paper like you would be writing a letter and then turn it to the side. And that's how we set up our canvas to start. Now, our belly bands are going to be in the shape of rectangles. You could make them, you could turn this into stickers. You could turn this into something you add to the belly bands, but ours are going to be nice and simple and plain today. So I'm going to start by grabbing an element that is a rectangle. From here, I want my dimensions to be 1.5 by 9, I think. I'm going to pull this up to 1.5, and then I'm essentially going to just take up as much space on this canvas as I can. Why not, right? Another reason why I want this to be long is because I can always cut an edge to make this fit whatever I'm trying to wrap this around. Good ideas for this love wrap would be colored pencils or a pair of socks, or you could put this around a notebook, or if this is a teacher gift, you could put it around a little gift card and just slide it on. So you want to be able to leave yourself enough space so you can cut it off and the elements will still work. So something to bear in mind. All right, so we've got our first rectangle. Before we get really into our design, I always like to put a stroke style, size 1, around the edge. It works better for print than cut if you're going to upload this image into Cricut Design Space. When you remove the background, it will still keep your belly band noticeable to cut. Without the outline, Cricut will read this entire thing as background and you'll only have like the text or whatever is in there. So you want to be careful about doing that. All right, from here, I already know that I want my belly bands to be cream colored. So I have two options. I could make this a white background and just leave it as is. I could make this a cream background. I could make it like a hot pink if I want, but I'm going to keep this simple and print the cream color instead of printing on cream colored paper. So that's why our rectangle is going to be cream. I also am going to duplicate these so that I can know how many of these belly bands will fit on one page. I'm going to duplicate them again. And that gives me 4 belly bands per page. This is good to know. So if I have a class of 30, then I could just purchase this or make this sheet one time and then print it 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, however many you need to cover whatever your item is going to be that you gift. Okay, from here, we just need to add a couple of elements. I'm going to start with adding text. If you've been a part of my February series, my Valentine series, you know I already have a brand kit to the left, which has my heading, my body text, and a new script font that was added. So I don't have to guess on what my fonts are going to be. I can just already have them set up. So now I'm going to write Happy Valentine's Day. Happy is going to be one line, and then Valentine's Day. Okay. From there, I realized this is a little bit taking up too much space. So I'm going to decrease the line space, which means the space in between where the words touch. I usually like them to be an even 1, but sometimes I bring it less than that if I need more space. I want to make sure this is in the center, and then I'm going to align it to the bottom. And I think that looks good. Okay, you know it's not a true gift unless there's a to from. So that is where this different font is going to come in. I'm going to leave the to spot blank. Actually, I'm going to start with, well, yeah, to usually comes first. So I'm going to use 2 and then hold down the underscore key to give myself like a write-on line of sorts. And then I want to pull this up so that I can actually write on it. And then I'll duplicate this and slide this one over here. But instead of putting from, I'm going to actually type my name. So it'll be from right there. And then I want to use this script font to put, if I was a teacher, I would put Miss Kearney or Miss Rogers. When I got married, I hyphenated, well, my name is hyphenated, but the kids were so used to calling me Miss Kearney, they just never let it go. So now I like struggle with what to call myself. So I'm just Jelana, and there we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. You can make this a little bit bigger. I feel like, you know, maybe that's a little too big because I do want it to be on one line. Okay, from Miss Kearney. There you go. Okay, now we can add a little element to our belly band. Again, I have a brand kit already, so I have some graphics and icons that I've used before. This could be added here again. I could use this cupcake, or I think these shoes are really cute and fitting for Valentine's Day and for school. So you could downsize your icon and just, ooh, I forgot those were frames. I forgot I made those frames. Okay, let me back up. Okay, let me pause for a moment. 2 things. The first thing is, I forgot I made these frames. The reason I made them frames is because when I design things, I like to design them as if they are templates already. So when I copy this and make something that's, maybe I want to make a belly band for someone's wedding, or I want to make a belly band for Halloween treats or something, it's really easy to just pull up a graphic, like a PNG background file, and just put it into my whatever these could be bookmarks, these could be whatever's, right? Very simple, very easy. Again, if I wanted to use like this one, it would look like that. Like that's super cute, right? Like it works. But I actually want these to be cream, I think. So that's why they're nice and plain. I mean, I guess we could zhuzh it up. But this is a design video. So now that you know what to do, you can choose whichever you want. We're going to keep ours nice and simple tonight. Or actually, why choose, right? I could just do 4 different ones. I could really just do all of it, right? There's no need to choose. So I'm not going to. I do want to make sure this is centered though. So I'm going to group this together to make it easy to duplicate elsewhere. You could also customize this and make it punny, like, you know, I'm so excited to see you, like whatever message you want, you could put in here. That's why it's customizable, but you got to buy the printable for that. Or you can make your own. And now I can choose which backgrounds that I want to use. I've used a lot of these in other projects, but I don't think I've used, you know what? We got to keep a gingham one because I feel like that's the anchor to all of my themed products. This is my anchor. So I like this. This works. Okay. So we could do that. I think the black really helps. And I kind of like that this heart is sitting right here on this Valentine's Day. I think that looks really cute. So we're going to keep this. Okay, great. And then you'll just write someone's name there. I want a cream one for sure. I have not used this XO, but I feel like that's kind of busy. Ooh, that gives me a headache. I don't think I like that. What about this bow one? I don't love that either. Oh, you know what? We could just make them colors like blush, or we could do a red. Red is kind of harsh. I think this looks really cute. I think that looks cohesive. I feel like this looks cohesive. Okay, let's go with this. Okay, so now I told y'all these were going to be some scratch offs, right? So now we've got to make them into scratch offs. How do we do that? The scratch off stickers that I have, again, link in the description box below. You can use just like stickers, like peel them off and stick them and scratch them with a coin and they come off. So all I need is a circle because I have circle stickers. Type circle over here. And I need to just size it a little bit less than an inch, because if I make them an inch and then I put my sticker on top of them, sometimes the edges creep out and I don't want that. So I'm gonna make these all white backgrounds because I want to put a message in there. And the message is going to be 16 is going to be too big for that. So let's try 12. The message is going to be you are loved. I think that would be so cute. Okay, and then I need this for each one of these. So again, this is where the customization comes in. So you could say, you could have like an inside joke. Like my grandma used to call me sweet meat. So you could put love you, sweet meat. And then you see how the, not rectangle, you see how the circle kind of got a little out of whack? It's because the font is too big. So when you decrease in font, then you'll see when the circle pops back into place. Like right now it's an oval. And then when you decrease the font, it will turn itself back into a circle. That's how you know how big the font is that you can choose. Again, these can be whatever you want them to say. So keep them all the same, make them different, whatever you would like. Love you most. Okay. Better safe than sorry. And then how about kiss, kiss. Perfect. Okay, now for a last little bit, if you were looking for a little extra zhuzh, you're like, this is a little bit too plain, I need to add just maybe one more thing, I would suggest adding an icon over here, but keep in mind, this is going to be your top layer and this side might actually get cut off if it's too, if the belly band is too long for the product that you're putting it on. So just be mindful that it might go, but it's always nice to have a little something just in case you need all the space, right? And it's never just good enough to do the scratch off and open it. You should be able to do the scratch off, peel it up, and see something else because it's the gift that keeps on giving, okay? So we're gonna go and grab some of those icons from my brand kit. Again, if you're a member of the Blue Crew, then you already have all of these PNGs and all of these icons from the Freebie Vault. If you have not joined the Blue Crew, then you can see the link in the description box below and join, and you can see the things for free. So I think because I'm thinking teacher, because I'm thinking classroom, I think this book is cute. But if you notice, these colors are not really, now I used to know how to turn this into a, like something that would keep the frame from changing. I used to know how to do this, but I don't think I do anymore. If you remember how to do this, tell me in the comments. And when I make another video like this, I'll be sure to credit you because I know that there's a way where I can treat this like an icon and not like a background so that this can not happen. But I can't think about that right now. So if you know, put it in the comments. And if not, oh, I do remember. You lock the position. I mean, you lock, do you lock the position? Maybe I don't know. No, I don't know. It used to be something. Anyway, if you know, let me know. If not, that's fine too. For now, I'm going to do a background remover, which should at least let me keep it from being in a canvas. I used to know how to do this. Crazy. Now it's going to bother me. Press lock position twice. Okay, let's see. But I want to be able to move it now. I swear, I used to be able to just like, okay, something for, oh, of the frame. Yeah, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, wait, lock twice. There we go. Yes. Okay, so this is a benefit of being on Make With Me Monday on TikTok Live. It's I get real life help and real life and real life advice, and it's a community over here. So join us every Monday, Make With Me Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Because I was like, I was close. I knew what I was doing. Okay, thank you. So let's keep going. Okay, so now you see how the book works, right? Like it's cute, but it's red, and this color scheme is not what I want. I do think all these plain ones should have some kind of like element on them. Not plain, they're solid. The solid ones should have some kind of element on them. I really like the book because I feel like that just gives school, and maybe the bike. I feel the bike might work too. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Okay, I know what I'm doing now though. So let me go ahead and lock these in place. All of them, because I don't want that to be happening. Okay, and now I want to use the bike. And for the bike, I'm going to put this on this pink one right here. And again, I'm just kind of guessing where it goes on the end because it may get chopped off. And I don't want this to be any bigger than like an inch. So again, if I do have to cut something, it's not a huge deal. So I'm just going to put it a little closer to the edge and make sure everything lines up. And then one more, I think we could do, oh, I said the shoes. I really like these shoes, y'all. These shoes are cute. Plus, I don't know if y'all know this, but Chuck Taylors are my favorite shoe. I have almost every color. I got married. Well, I didn't get married in them. I got married in heels. But during the reception, I changed into some custom Chuck Taylors that had bride on them. I bedazzled them. Yeah. Long live Chuck Taylors. Okay. So now I'm going to zoom in so we can see what we're working with here. Get out of there and slide this over. Okay. So you see how these things are red? This is not matching our color scheme. This is not what we want at all because we are in the pinks and the creams. So I'm going to click on this image and I'm going to open up my brand kits and I can go to colors and it'll give me a color palette. And when I undo that, that's not what I want. I want this. Thank you. When I click on my colors, it'll open up my color palette over here and I can just change all the like golds to maybe creams or pinks or blushes or this color. And then I can adjust the hue to make it fit what I want. But right now I'm trying to get it to match this gingham a little bit. So I actually think this, that still looks a little pink to me. I think that one might work the best. How about we use this pink and then I change this red to a white. So I'm basically just playing around with the color choices to see if to see which color options look the best. Again, you can open this edit option and go to scroll down here and go to effects. You can also choose like duotone. It'll give you different options to look up so you can see on this panel over here like what color options look good. None of these look good to me, but maybe you'll see something in a filter that you like or whatever, and make it work. So I'm gonna make sure that these are pink and cream moving forward because all of these images are the same color scheme. So I'm gonna hold the shift key. I'm not going to hold the shift key. I'm going to click on these colors and change what they look like. So let's go with pink over there. And then I change the red to cream. And Canva usually pops up and asks me if I want all of my colors to be one way. And I say yes. Now I chose cream for this, but that looks a little washed out to me. Like you can't really tell what's going on. So when I choose the red color, this is what pops up. And I'll just keep going down the line until I find, ooh, that purple is really cute. Until I find something that I like. Cream doesn't look good. I don't like white. I don't really mind this hot pink, but I wonder if it's, oh, that the hearts up there are hot pink, aren't they? They're more like a red. Let's change. I'm gonna go change this hue a little bit. In one of the Craftpreneur Society classes, we went through how to edit images in Canva to fit kind of what we were looking for. So I'm looking for, don't tell me, because we're all learning here. Adjust. That's what I'm looking for. So when I click the adjust button, I'm gonna zoom out of here so y'all can see what's going on. I'm over here in the canvas. When I go to adjust, if I click auto adjust, I wonder what happens. Nothing. Okay, so now I can move these slider bars to get a little closer to green or to get a little closer to purple based on what original colors I chose. So when I change this to that original cream, right? That's what we had at first. I can go over to edit, I can go over to adjust, and I can change it to be a little more dense, a little more orange. I can also pick the intensity up so that it sticks out a little bit more. And just kind of play around with it until it gets to a point where I like the way it looks. I don't use these features too often, but sometimes it's worth it because I want to get the colors that I want. So that's a little dark. I don't know if I love that. And let's go with, color edit. Ooh, that's fun. Let's turn it into a little more pink. Oh, I see it changing. Okay. We're learning. Okay, let me put this back. I do want it to be a little more, right up in there, right? That's a little too pink. Oh, did I say this to somebody about Canva getting a dropper tool? Or was that in Design Space? Somebody, I was like, they need a dropper tool because I think they have one though. Okay. Well, regardless, we spent, I don't love that at all, y'all. Okay, that's decent. Let me change this back because I don't love that. And I'm gonna zoom back out because I can't see. Okay, I don't love that. What if we go with like a black? I don't mind that. Let's go with the white. And then we'll change this blush pink to this like white. We can just do an all white bike. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, and then again for the shoes, we don't want that to be red. Yes, Design Space does need a dropper tool. I think we would all be grateful for that. Okay, I like that. That makes it really bright. It looks kind of washed though. But that hot pink is harsh, so we probably want something that is a little calmer. How about we just do all whites? What happens if we were to do all whites? Let's see. I don't mind that. I don't think. Let me zoom in so I can see what I'm looking at. I don't know if I mind that. It's like old schooly. I think I'm okay with that. I don't think this is going to print well, though. We're going to see. We're going to see. That's definitely not. Okay, we could do that. I think, ooh, you know what we'll do? We will do this. Just change. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, that makes things a little more cohesive for me. And then I don't want anything over here because this is just, it's already a pattern. But I like this a lot better. Let me center this. I like that one. Yes, I was changing the colors of the clip art because it was not really matching up for me, but it's all in how you look at things, right? Like that's what designing is all about. So instead of me playing around with the colors too much, I was like, oh, it's probably the background color that's got me looking like why I don't love what I see. And then I went over to edit and then adjust to see if there were some changes in hue or temperature that might change my mind. I was just playing around and kind of highlighting what all the features are in Canva that you can use to make things look very different. Like that looks more like a coloring book, and that looks more like it has an overlay on it, like it's off the page. So it really does. I mean, you know, it's all in the eye. It's all in your eye and what you see, what you like, which is why we love to design so much, because everybody's got their own view and can turn it into what they want. So again, quick plug, if you have not joined the Blue Crew, you want to be there because I give you free PNGs and you can pull them in Canva and play all you want. It's not about what it looks like when you get it. It's about what you can see yourself doing with it. You feel me? You feel me? Okay, we are actually done designing now. Yay. Let me zoom out of here. And we've got 4 belly bands, 4 custom belly bands with your name / my name, a pattern, some clip art, and space for our scratch off cards. Excuse me. So, if you learned something tonight, please leave me a comment. Let me know. Give me any feedback. Click on all the links. Follow me on all the socials. And I will see y'all right here next week for another episode of Make With Me Monday. Until then, bye.